Hey, welcome to the show. Today, we're going to delve into a psychological phenomenon that sounds like something you'd need a prescription for. It's the Semmelweis Reflex. Yeah, it's not a new dance move. Now, Semmelweis Reflex is named after Ignaz Semmelweis, a guy who discovered the importance of hand washing to prevent the spread of infectious diseases back in the 19th century. He's like the original germaphobe, except he had science to back him up, not just voices in his head telling him to keep scrubbing. But here's the funny part. When Semmelweis presented his findings to the medical community, they reacted as if he'd told them the world was shaped like a pancake. They were like, washing hands? Nah, we'd rather blame the evil spirits and the toxic air floating around. It's like they were allergic to the idea of personal hygiene. I mean, imagine being Semmelweis, trying to convince doctors that they should wash their hands. It's like telling a teenager to clean their room. It's met with the same level of resistance and eye rolling. And if you think that's bad, just wait until you see the look on their faces when you suggest they use deodorant. But here's the thing, folks. The Semmelweis Reflex, it's not just an obscure historical curiosity. It's alive and kicking in our society today. We see it when politicians cling to outdated policies, like they're still using internet dial-up. We see it with new findings, and deniers ignore overwhelming scientific evidence and prefer to stick their head in the sand. Don't get me started on like horoscopes. What's your sun sign? They've taken the Semmelweis Reflex to a whole new level. It's like they're saying, hey, who needs modern medicine when we can rely on essential oils and unicorn tears? Seriously, folks, the Semmelweis Reflex should serve as a reminder to us all. Let's not be so resistant to new ideas and evidence, especially when it comes to matters of public health and scientific progress, because if we're not careful, we'll end up like those doctors from the 19th century, laughing off hand washing and spreading disease faster than the latest outrage on Twitter. So remember, folks, wash your hands, embrace change, and for the love of all that is holy, wear deodorant. Trust me, your fellow humans will thank you. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee and Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Yeah, that's the Semmelweis Reflex. Have you heard about that before? I hadn't. But it's a reflex that we have a tendency to reject new information or evidence that contradicts established beliefs or practices. So it was named after Ignaz Semmelweis, right? That's a German name, right? A physician who introduced hand-washing protocols to reduce infections during childbirth. Yeah, can you believe they were not washing their hands before delivering kids? It sounds crazy to think about now, but back then it was so normal that they rejected the hand-washing. Yeah. So anyway, he introduced this hand-washing protocols to reduce infection, and he got all kinds of resistance from all his colleagues because they were unwilling to accept a new idea. So the Semmelweis Reflex serves as a reminder of the barriers of accepting change and highlights the importance of being open-minded for progress. That is the big idea that I wanted to talk about today. Stick around because I've got a number of stories to get to today. As a reminder, stick around for the after show where I'll be going through all of your comments on Rumble and on YouTube. On this today, May 23rd, 2023. My name's Tom Coffey. You can find me on all the social media at Coffee and Nuance. Yeah. And if you like this video, and you should like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Let's make it happen. Rumble.com YouTube.com/Coffee and Nuance/live. Bookmark that, and it's easy to find the show every day, noon on the West Coast. And if you haven't signed up for Rumble yet, I have a link in the description. Click that link and sign up. Yeah, we can do that. So, got a number of stories to get to today. Just a reminder that over on Rumble, I did make some brand new emotes. Emotes, those are customized emojis for just this channel. So you can go check those out. I made a little flaming cup of coffee, a tiki torch, and a tiki mask. Although looking at it now, I could probably make it a little bit bigger. We're still working on those things. And just wanted to give you one update before we get started today on the app I talked about yesterday, Merlin, the bird app, how to identify birds. Yeah, turns out everything that I was hearing, now there were big crows, but the birds that are making all the noise around my house, they're European starlings. And I thought, oh, well, maybe that's a unique bird, but it turns out that the European starling is everywhere in the lower 48. Every single state has European starlings. So not too unique a bird. But that's what was making a lot of noise yesterday. So, anywho, let us get to the first story after this long bumper. You know, folks, Governor Gavin Newsom of California made a pledge to appoint a black woman to replace Senator Feinstein. Or Feinstein. I don't even know. I can't even remember. Feinstein? Okay. But now he's got a problem on his hands. The top candidates he had in mind have moved on to other gigs. It's like promising someone a fancy dinner and you realize the restaurant's closed. So what's he going to do? Call Oprah and say, hey, Oprah, you want to add a senator to your list of accomplishments? We got a vacancy. I mean, she's exactly what the senator needs. A billionaire. So, Governor Gavin Newsom made a pledge that he was going to appoint a black woman to replace Senator Dianne Feinstein, who's facing challenges, shall we say. So the likely candidates, Representative Barbara Lee and Karen Bass, they're no longer available. And a potential option being discussed is Oprah Winfrey. Yeah. Oprah Winfrey has had political aspirations, and it aligns with Newsom's pledge to make her a notable contender. We'll just have to keep you updated on this story. But what do you think? You think Oprah would be a good senator? I mean, she can't be worse than Dianne Feinstein, right? I mean, that's clear. There's a lot of Democratic senators that I think she could probably do a better job than just right off the bat. But I think probably you, the person watching this, could be a better senator than a lot of senators. So that's not a high bar to reach. But yeah. Do we have any billionaire senators? I don't think that we do. So that would be kind of cool. We could have a black woman senator, because some people are obsessed with identity, who also happens to be a billionaire, because billionaires are not represented enough in this country. Billionaires don't have enough power, so we should probably have a billionaire representative senator as well. What do you think? Would you be interested in seeing Oprah? Senator Oprah? I could go for that. Why not? Make it a little interesting. Honestly, she seems more with it than a lot of the senators. So, yeah, that's my take. But let me know what you think in the comments. And next up, let's talk about Netflix. Netflix is really cracking down on password sharing, folks. They're treating it like a high-stakes heist movie, trying to protect their precious content from the clutches of freeloaders. Hang on. Let me try this again. I had a longer bumper so I could make sure that I got everything set right, and I didn't get it set right. So, I don't know. Let's try it again. I did see that some people were not seeing the custom emotes over on Rumble. And in the live chat, I was able to do it. But you click on the little emoji button. I think it's a little smiley face, and you can click on that, and then you should be able to choose them. They should be available there. If not, I'll talk more about it in the after show. But hang on, let me reset and let me try this. Let me try this one again. Yeah, Netflix. They're really cracking down on password sharing, folks. They're treating it like a high-stakes heist movie, trying to protect their precious content from the clutches of freeloaders. They're like, hey, you want to watch Stranger Things? You better be a stranger to password sharing. Ouch. It's a bold move by Netflix, reminding us that in this streaming game, you got to pay to play. They're tightening the reins, making sure you and your family are the only ones hogging that subscription. It's like they're saying, we're all for love and sharing, but passwords, that's where we draw the line, pal. So if you're planning to mooch off someone else's account, you better start saving up for your own Netflix fix. Because remember, the words of Netflix, sharing is caring, but it ain't our thing. So, yeah. Anyway, they've implemented some new rules to restrict users from widely sharing passwords outside of their household. I had to deal with this yesterday. I turned on Netflix and I was greeted with a big screen, and it wanted to make sure that I was using the right account and this was my household and those types of things. You probably got the same thing as well if you signed in into Netflix yesterday. That's when it all took place. The company states that Netflix account is intended for the account holder and the people they live with. Users who engage in password sharing are receiving notifications about the change. Under the new policy, Netflix subscribers with standard or premium plans in eligible countries can add an extra member by paying a extra member slot and sending an invitation. The extra member must be activated in the same country as the account holder. Adding an extra member incurs an additional $7.99 monthly charge per member. The ability to have an extra member is limited to certain plans, and the extra member can only stream from one device at a time. Netflix has previously cracked down on password sharing in other countries and had announced the introduction of paid sharing in the U.S. and other countries in the second quarter. Netflix stock price dropped nearly 2% following this development. So what do you think? Are you now out of Netflix? Have you been cut off? The password you were using no longer works? Or are you just paying for it? I do know a lot of people that share different streaming passwords. I know, one person will have Netflix, someone else will have Hulu, someone else will have HBO Plus or whatever, Max, HBO Max or whatever, and they all kind of share. Not anymore. I tell you what, though, of all the streaming services, I kind of need Netflix. It's an important one to me. I watch a lot of bad telenovelas, mainly because I'm working on my Spanish, and I like to put that on and pay attention. The great thing about telenovelas, and some of them are dramas. They're not necessarily like soap operas. They're there's a great drama on Netflix. Alias JJ. It's about a hitman for Escobar, right? And there's just, I don't know, 60 episodes or something like that. So it's a drama. But the thing that's good about it for me is that I'm able to practice listening to Spanish. It's really good. And a lot of those, you know, the vocabulary, I don't think goes much above 5th grade. So I understand pretty much everything. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I gotta keep my Netflix. That's for sure. But they've been threatening to do this for a couple of years, and now finally it happened. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you're gonna have to sign up for Netflix or stop being a freeloader. Let me know. And next up, I got something to tell you about that students really like. Yeah, did you hear about Z Library? The site that offers millions of free books. Yeah, they're like the Robin Hood of reading, stealing from the publisher and giving to the broke-ass students. But you know what? U.S. authorities tried to shut them down, seized their domains, and arrested a couple of operators. Talk about going after the real criminals, huh? I guess they're really passionate about protecting all those profits of publishing industry. Who needs accessible knowledge when you can have really expensive textbooks, am I right? But hey, Z Library didn't back down. They came back stronger, still offering those free books. You know what they say, if you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can definitely judge a government by how it treats free access to knowledge. Keep reading, folks, and keep sticking it to the man. Yeah, Z Library, it's a popular site. It provides access to millions of books for free. And despite all the legal challenges and domain seizures, the site remains accessible through the dark web. Now, am I going to teach you? Am I going to teach you how to use the dark web? Well, I certainly wouldn't do that on something like YouTube, because, I don't know, it probably goes against something. So I will not be teaching you how to do that. Maybe I will give a walkthrough on another platform in the very near future, if you know what I say, if you know what I mean. It's particularly favored by students and staff of universities worldwide. China, India, Indonesia have the highest number of users. Z Library is linked to 30,000 educational institutions and 600,000 email addresses. The United States was excluded from the statistics for legal reasons. Z Library receives appreciation for saving users money on books, especially textbooks. Despite legal troubles, the site is determined to continue its mission. So this is taking me back to grad school, where we didn't have Z Library where we could look up textbooks. I do remember in business school on the day we would get one textbook, like strategy or whatever we got, and one person would buy the book, and we went to a Kinko's type facility and copied every single page, and then, printed like a dozen copies of it, and then bound it, made it look really nice, put nice a nice case, put a nice a binder with it. And that was really nice because you could then highlight the book and write notes in it as well. I guess we were early pioneers of this pirating textbooks. Textbooks are so expensive. What a racket that is. There's really no reason that a textbook should cost as much as they do. But they have a captive audience, which are, if you're required to have this textbook in your college class, what else are you going to do? So, I don't know. You know, if the textbooks were cheap, I might have an issue with this. But when textbooks are like $100, I understand the sharing and the piracy thing. But I guess I can't officially advocate for it. I'm not sure what the rules are. Anywho. Have you ever used Z Library? I have not. But I think that might be a good video going through and just demonstrating how the whole thing works. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts about that. But lastly, let's get to some good news. Hey folks, you hear about the latest research on heart failure? Well, apparently strong legs can save your heart's sorry ass after a heart attack. Who knew leg day at the gym could be a life-saving cardio workout? Focus on squats and lunges, and you'll be pumping that heart like a champ. It's like the universe is saying, hey, if you want a healthy heart, skip the cheesy fries, hit the leg press. Who needs cardiac rehab when you can just do a set of squats? It's all about those gains, baby. So, according to research presented at Heart Failure 2023, individuals with strong leg muscles are less likely to develop heart failure after a heart attack. The study included 932 patients who experienced acute myocardial infarction? That's a heart attack, okay, between 2007 and 2020, and did not have heart failure prior to admission or during their hospital stay. The participants' leg strength was measured using a household dynamometer, and their strength was expressed relative to their body weight. Study found that patients with the higher quadriceps strength had a 41% lower risk of developing heart failure compared to those with lower strength levels. Additionally, for every 5% increment in quad strength relative to body weight, the likelihood of developing heart failure decreased by 11%. These findings suggest that leg strength may play a role in reducing the risk of heart failure following a heart attack. So I think this is yet more evidence that you need to get to the gym. You know, they've been saying the best thing that you can do for depression, the best thing you can do for so many things is to get a workout in, become a little bit stronger. And here we are. We've got even more evidence that leg strength is going to help with your heart. Well, your heart is like your biggest muscle in your body, and your legs are probably second biggest muscle in your body. I don't know. But I don't even know if it makes sense to me. I'm not even sure. But if you have strong legs, you definitely have a lot more blood flow. Perhaps there's something to that. I don't know. Obviously, this is not, rock solid proof of anything, but I do think that this is good news, and it's yet one more reason to do a little workout. So I encourage that for everyone. Do you have any thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be reading all the comments in the after show coming up in just a second. So stick around for that. But that's all the show I have for you today. I will be back mañana with one more show for you. I'll see you then. Peace. My goodness, I'm not sure what's going on today. I am not sure what's going on today with, what do we got, 1,000 people watching live? Wink, wink? I don't know. But I did mess around here. Look at how big the comments are on Rumble. And yeah, the emotes are too small. So obviously I will have to fix that. A look at the moon has done them here, and they're really too small. Obviously I got to work on that. The interesting thing with the emotes, not that anybody cares, but just to share, I'm not able to do them unless I'm live, right? So because so I made the emotes, but I couldn't see what they look like until I actually did the show live, and I was able to do them. So I'll work on that. Look at the Moon says, Semmelweis wouldn't have approved of horse paste either. You know, I think that is true. Speaking of horse paste, I got some horse paste right here. I got some horse paste. I like adding that to my coffee every day. Yeah. So does that mean you can only watch Netflix in your own home? You can't use your account while at some other place? No. You can use Netflix on the go as well, but what they've done, I think, is they've assigned the IP address of your home. And just because they say that this is how it works now, doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you anything. I'm just saying that just because they claim that you can't share passwords anymore doesn't make it true. Wink, wink. So you can check on that. But what they want to do is they can see every single device that is using Netflix, and they want to have on record what those devices are. So, for example, when I did it, it said, oh, we've got you on a MacBook Pro, and we've got you on a Roku TV, and they have the devices listed, and then I let them know, yes, those are my devices. Okay? But just because they've made the claim that it won't work doesn't mean that it won't. Okay? If you catch my drift. Let's check out all the people over on YouTube. What's up? Lucid Moments, Apothecary John, Natasha, Doug's checking in. Nice. Miranda's there with the tiki mask saying hi. I'm going to have to make a better tiki mask emoji over on Rumble because you can barely see this one here. So if you look here on the screen, look at the Moon has posted the three. The first one is a flaming tiki mug. It's a flaming coffee mug, too small, hard to see. We've got a tiki torch, also too small to see. And lastly, there's a tiki mask, and it is too small to see. So I'm going to have to work on making them bigger for tomorrow's show. I think I can do that. Let's see. Once you have all the money, the only thing left is power. That is true. That is very true. I have noticed that, you know, the governor, or not the governor, the mayor of Portland is really, really, really wealthy. He has, and it's like when you're worth tens of millions of dollars, I think his family owned lumber mills, things like that. So he was worth all this money, and the thing is, when you have all the money, then what do you want? Well, you want what you don't have. You want some power. So, yeah, Oprah has, she's a billionaire, right? But she doesn't have as much political power as she wants. Perhaps. Perhaps. Who knows? I can't read minds, and neither can you. But that's what it is. Well, that's some other place. Let's see. Lucid Moment says, it can always be worse, Tom. Yeah, it can. It can always be worse. What happened that Barbara Lee is unavailable? I don't remember what happened with Barbara Lee. Is she doing something in LA? I think. I don't know. She got some other job. Says, I still got nothing on Rumble but the spinning coffee. Well, I'm looking at Rumble. Rumble seems to be working for me. If you're not, when you load up and it just has the coffee mug at the beginning, sometimes you do have to hit the refresh button. I've only really looked at Rumble on Firefox on my Macintosh computer, so I probably need to see what it's like on other things, on phones and TVs and whatnot. There's so many variables in this streaming game. But that's what I have found is sometimes it doesn't automatically start the show. You have to hit the refresh button. But if you look up and it says noon, or, noon here on the West Coast, just hit the refresh button. Should get it. HBO Max is kaput now, as Max has separated from HBO. They want you to have to stream from your phone to smart TVs on some pay apps. I don't think I would like that. I don't think they'd like that at all. I don't like things going through my phone. I guess that'll be their way of keeping one person per account, or at least one per phone. I think this is just, like I say, I don't know exactly what's happening with this, but the threat of it, perhaps they're going to get a whole lot more people to sign up, and they'll be able to increase revenue just by the threat of doing this. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you find out tomorrow. If you find out, if you were mooching off of somebody, are you still able to mooch off of them? I know you don't know today, but let me know tomorrow, because I'd be interested to see. Wow, my phone is flipping out, doesn't want me to watch today. Okay, well, maybe it's tough on the phone. I'm not sure. Let's see, what else is going on? Some people got in here late. That's okay. You can always go back and watch the show. I may be doing something where I put in a longer bumper between stories so that I could really set up and do it correctly, and then I messed up the first story. But the idea is I may start just selecting stories and publishing those as separate videos. So that's why I decided to do that. Walking's good for your heart, too. Indeed it is. Rumble seems to be working for me, but I am on the... I have an iMac here that seems to be running it fine. Maybe it's different on a mobile. I'm not sure. Let's see. Sometimes YouTube auto stops on me after a few seconds. Rumble started doing it too. I had to power off and start up again. That's frustrating, but here we are. We're in the early stages of all of these streaming platforms. Natasha says Rumble got upset after I used the custom emotes. Well, sorry about that. We can just keep, things will hopefully get better in the near future. Try to work out all the kinks. That's what I'm trying to do. Work out the kinks in your own life. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you all sticking around, sticking through the after show, hitting that like button. That's great. And the changes that I'm making. I'm trying to make improvements to the show every day. So let me know what you think about that. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you all have a beautiful day. Until then, peace.